Hi there, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is about those fighter pilots about whom you have never heard of. Let's begin. On the top comes Francesco Baracca. Count Francesco Baracca, born on the 9th of May 1888, was Italy's top fighter ace of World War I. He was credited with 34 aerial victories. The emblem he wore side by side on his plane of a black horse prancing on its two rear hooves inspired Enzo Ferrari to use it on his racing car, and later in his automotive company. His first duty station allowed him to attend concerts and opera in Rome, as well as pursuing hunting and equestrian competitions. He gained some fame in the latter. This little idol was spoiled by orders to report to a small town in central Italy. Baracca then became interested in aviation and learned to fly at Reims, France, receiving his pilot's license on the 9th of July 1912. He then served with the Battaglione Aviatori and in 1914 with the 5th and 6th Squadrigli. The Nieuport 11 single-seat fighter with Lewis guns entered service in April 1916, and on the 7th of April, flying this new fighter, Baracca scored his first victory, holing the fuel tank of an Austrian Hansa Brandenburg Sigh and wounding its two-man crew. This was also Italy's first aerial victory in the war. This first victory featured his favorite maneuver, which was to zoom in unseen behind and below an enemy and fire his machine gun from pistol range. He had raised his score to 30 by the end of 1917. In the 630 troop support mission, Baracca and rookie pilot Tenant Franco Osnego were hit by ground fire and split from one another. Baracca's remains were recovered from where they lay, 4 meters from the burnt remnants of his Spad 7. A monument in his memory was later built on the site. His body, when found, reportedly bore the marks of a bullet to the head. His pistol was out of its holster, but away from his body, leading to suspicions that he elected to take his own life rather than die in a crash or be taken prisoner. An Austrian pilot reportedly claimed to have shot him down in combat. He was decorated with the Order of Caradord Star with swords and a number of other decorations. Coming up next is Indra Lal Roy. Indra Lal Roy, born on the 2nd of December 1898, was the sole Indian World War I flying ace. While serving in the Royal Flying Corps and its successor, the Royal Air Force, he claimed 10 aerial victories, 5 aircraft destroyed, and 5 down out of control in just over 170 hours flying time. When the First World War broke out, Roy was attending St. Paul's School, Hammersmith in London, England. Initially rejected by the Royal Flying Corps on the grounds of poor eyesight, Roy paid for a second opinion from a leading eye specialist, and the decision was overturned. 5 months after turning 18, on the 4th of April 1917, he joined the RFC and was commissioned as a second lieutenant on the 5th of July. On the 6th of December, Roy was injured and knocked unconscious after he crash-landed his C-5A fighter. Thought to be dead, he woke up in a French morgue. On his return to active service, Roy achieved 10 victories in 13 days. His first was a Hanover over Drocourt on the 6th of July. Roy's final victory came the following day when he shot down a Hanover C over Cagnicourt. He is believed to be the first and only Indian flying ace of the First World War. Roy was killed over Carvin on the 22nd of July 1918 in a dogfight against the Fokker DVI as of Jagstaffel 29. He is buried at Estivelles Communal Cemetery, Pas de Calais, France. Roy was posthumously awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross in September 1918 for his actions during the period of 6th to the 19th of July 1918. He was the first Indian to receive the DFC. Coming up is Ivan Kozhedub. Ivan Nikitovich Kozhedub on the 8th of June 1920 was a Soviet World War II fighter ace. Universally credited with over 60 solo victories, he is considered to be the highest-scoring Soviet and Allied fighter pilot of World War II. He is one of the few pilots to have shot down a Messerschmitt Me-262 jet, and the first Soviet pilot to have done so. He was made a hero of the Soviet Union on 3 occasions. Kozhedub was born on the 8th of June 1920 to a Ukrainian family in the village of Obrazhivka in Chernigov Governorate, located within what is now Shaskar Rayon of Ukraine's Sumy Oblast. He was posted to the 240th Fighter Aviation Regiment, but he did not arrive on the warfront until the 302nd Fighter Aviation Division was deployed to the Voronezh front in March 1943. Despite having started off in the regiment as a regular pilot, he quickly mastered the new La-5 and gained a promotion to flight commander by the time he opened his tally on the 6th of July 1943 with the shoot-down of a Ju-87 dive bomber. Over the next few months, Kozhedub steadily gained more aerial victories in addition to a promotion to squadron commander, but in October he rapidly added to his tally, totaling 14 shoot-downs in the first half of the month. On the 10th of October 1943 he was nominated for the title Hero of the Soviet Union for flying 146 sorties, engaging in 27 aerial battles, and totaling 20 aerial victories, preferring short, intense attacks to stun and bring down enemy aircraft. One of his favorite techniques he developed and used in the war was a method of darting at a target from below, and subsequently opening fire only when extremely close. While Khajadub was very successful in using this tactic against the Ju-87 dive bomber, Khajadub claimed to have downed two USAF P-51 Mustang due to a friendly fire incident on the 17th of April 1945. By his account, he encountered a group of American B-17 flying fortresses under attack by Luftwaffe aircraft. His aircraft was apparently mistaken by American escort fighters for the enemy and attacked. Khajadub, having no other option, defended himself by shooting down two of the P-51s. Up next is Joseph František. Joseph František, DFM and bar, born on the 7th of October 1914, was a Czechoslovak fighter pilot and Second World War fighter ace who flew for the air forces of Czechoslovakia, Poland, France, and the United Kingdom. He was the highest-scoring non-British Allied ace in the Battle of Britain, with 17 confirmed victories and 1 probable, all gained in a period of 4 weeks in September 1940. František was a brilliant pilot and combatant but frequently breached Air Force discipline, first in Czechoslovakia, in France and Britain. The RAF found it best to let him patrol alone, a role in which he was highly successful. He was killed in a crash in October 1940 in the final week of the Battle of Britain. For his Polish service, František was awarded the Virtuti Militari 5th class and received the Cross of Valor 4 times. František was posted to a Polish airbase at Clermont-Ferrand where he served as a mechanic. He tried to learn to fly as many types of French aircraft as he could. He also got into trouble several times for going absent without leave. In 1942, Air Vice Marshal Karel Janásek called František an almost legendary figure, a salute to airmen, who called František the greatest of all Czechoslovak pilots. On the 4th of September 2022, a memorial was unveiled on Priest Hill in Epsom. On number 5 is Ilmari Juutalainen. Aino Ilmari Ilu Juutalainen, born on the 21st of February 1914, was a fighter pilot of the Ilmavoimat, and the top-scoring non-German fighter pilot of all time. The top flying ace of the Finnish Air Force, he led all Finnish pilots in score against Soviet aircraft in World War II with 94 confirmed aerial combat victories in 437 sorties. He achieved 34 of his victories while flying the Brewster Buffalo fighter. Juutalainen flew Fokker D-21, Brewster Buffalo, and Messerschmitt Bf-109 fighters. He finished the war without a single hit to his plane from enemy fighter airplanes. Once he was forced to land after a friendly anti-aircraft gun fired at his Bf-109. During the Winter War, Juutalainen flew the Fokker D-21. He scored his first victory on the 19th of December 1939, shooting down an Ilyushin DB-3 bomber and damaging 2 more. On the 1st of August, 7 fighters under the command of First Lieutenant Karhunen destroyed 6 I-16 seconds near Rotjärvi. After the wars, Juutalainen served in the Air Force until 1947. He worked as a professional pilot until 1956, flying people in his de Havilland Moth. His last flight was in 1997, at age 83, in a 2-seat F-18 Hornet of the Finnish Air Force. Juutalainen died at home in Tuusula on his 85th birthday on the 21st of February 1999. 6th position is taken by James Jabara. James Jabby Jabara, born on the 10th of October 1923, was the first American and United States Air Force jet ace. Born in Oklahoma, he lived in Kansas where he enlisted as an aviation cadet at Fort Riley. Jabara flew 2 tours of combat duty in Europe during World War II as a North American P-51 Mustang pilot, and scored 1.5 air victories against German aircraft. Jabara flew his first jet aircraft in 1948, the USAF Lockheed F-80 Shooting Star, before transitioning to the USAF North American F-86 Sabre. Jabara used this aircraft to shoot down multiple Soviet-built MiG-15 jets during the Korean War. He achieved his first confirmed air victory of the war on the 3rd of April 1951. He eventually scored 15 victories, giving him the title of Triple Ace. Jabara was ranked as the second highest scoring U.S. ace of the Korean War. He received the Distinguished Service Cross, Silver Star, and many more honors. In a March 1944 mission while Jabara was escorting bombers to Germany, a German pilot shot off his canopy. Although he faced below freezing temperatures at the high altitude, he was able to shoot down a German aircraft before returning to base. During one mission, while in formation, he and another P-51 pilot collided in midair. They both safely bailed out while the aircraft were destroyed. While traveling to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where his family would stay while he returned to combat in Vietnam, Jabara and his 16-year-old daughter Carol Ann died in a car accident in Delray Beach, Florida, on the 17th of November 1966. On number 7 comes Alam. Air Commodore Muhammad Mahmud Alam S.J. and Bar, born on the 6th of July 1935, was a Pakistani Mujahid fighter pilot officially credited by the Pakistan Air Force with having downed 6 Indian jets under a minute. He was a F-86 Sabre flying ace as per Pakistan Air Force records. He was awarded the Sitar-e-Jurat twice, the nation's third highest military award for his actions. During the Indo-Pakistani War of 1965, Alam claimed to have scored an ace in a day on the 7th of September 1965, with a total of 5 kills. According to the PAF, in a single sortie on the 7th of September 1965, Alam downed 5 aircraft in less than a minute, establishing a world record. Regarding the last 4, he stated, "Before we had completed more than about 270 degrees of turn, at around 12 degrees per second, all 4 hunters had been shot down." In 1967, he was appointed squadron commander of the 1st Squadron of Dassault Mirage 3 fighters procured by the PAF. In 1982, he retired as an Air Commodore. Alam was admitted to Pakistan Naval Station Shifa Hospital in Karachi, where he died on the 18th of March 2013, aged 77. He was being treated for respiratory problems for 18 months. On number 8 comes Shahram Rostami. Shahram Rostami is a former Iranian fighter pilot who was active in the Iran-Iraq War, with 6 definite aerial victories, against 3 MiGs and 3 Mirage phones, second with a single AIM-54 missile. He qualifies as a flying ace and one of the best-scoring pilots of F-14 Tomcat. Rostami held office as the Deputy Commander of Islamic Republic of Iran Air Force and the Chairman of Joint Staff of the Islamic Republic of Iran Army. He also claimed a MiG-21MF with a AIM-7E. Last on this list is Giora Epstein. Brigadier General Giora Hawkeye Epstein, born May 20, 1938. Today Giora Even is a retired brigadier general in the Israeli Air Force, and a fighter ace credited with 17 victories, 16 against Egyptian jets and 1 against an Egyptian Mi-8 helicopter, making Epstein the ace of aces of supersonic fighter jets and of the Israeli Air Force. Epstein was an active IAF pilot from 1961 until May 26, 1997, when he retired at age 59. Epstein joined the Israeli Defense Force in 1956 during the Sinai War. He was initially rejected from flight school. After gaining medical clearance, Epstein began fighter training. He soon gained the nickname Hawkeye due to his extraordinary eyesight. Epstein was allegedly able to spot aircraft at a distance of 24 miles, nearly 3 times further than a normal pilot. Epstein's first kill came on June 6, 1967 during the Six-Day War, when he downed an Egyptian Sukhoi 7 at El Arish. During the War of Attrition in 1969-70, Epstein downed a MiG-17, another Sukhoi 7 and 2 MiG-21s. The rest of his kills came during 1973's Yom Kippur War. Between October 18 and 20, 1973, 5 of his kills were downed using air-to-air missiles, the rest with cannon. After the Yom Kippur War, Epstein received the Medal of Distinguished Service, one of Israel's highest military honors. He went on to command Mirage and K-4 squadrons and was flying ready missions in the F-16 up until his 59th birthday. That's all for this video. See you soon.